Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time on JoJo, we had The Ties That Bind JoJo, where we had JoJo versus Cars in a very interesting fight, to say the least. JoJo did manage to get pretty much the last of his hormone into Cars in order to start vaporizing him. And he was also able to save Lisa, who we learned from Speedwagon is actually Elizabeth Joestar, JoJo's mother, who married George Joestar II, who was Jonathan and Irina's son, and they got married, had a kid. However, there was still a zombie left over from Dio that got into the British military, where George was at, and he was discovered by George and then killed George, and then Elizabeth went and killed him, but then everyone was like, oh my gosh, you killed a general, and then they had to basically hide her. She had to change her name. She had to leave her little baby Joseph, and it was all Sayed. And yeah, and then at the end, Cars lay with hormone in his body, about to die, and von Stroheim decided that he was going to be the one to finish him off with the super UV amplifier that they happen to have. And right just before they blasted Cars actually put on the stone mask with the Super Asia, and he got blasted, which means he is now immune to sunlight, and which also means he is immune to hormone. So This is pretty bad. Not only is the most powerful being on the planet has now lost his one weakness. So this is not a good. So yeah. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the penultimate episode of Part 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go. Oh! Whoa! Sound effects! They did this at the end of Part 1. Like in the last two episodes, they just randomly had sound effects. Why do they do this? I don't get why they need to put sound effects in. It's very unnecessary.
See that? How his arm is burning? Maybe we don't have to fight perfection after all. Hormone melts his accursed flesh even now. In another minute, there will be nothing left of him.
I think that's just leftover.
For millennia.
Owls. And a squirrel.
His hand, it's changing.
Ugh. Huh?
Doing some crazy stuff.
Gets his hands on the red stone. First thing he does is make a squirrel.
What? That's just the thing? So is that squirrel Cars?
Hey.
Ah! Ugh! That squirrel's a killer! Ah, god damn it, not von Stroheim again! Now it's a flower. Now it's a butterfly.
My god, he has complete mastery over organic life.
That's weird. Uh-oh. This'll be it. Nope.
Oh, think again.
Ugh.
He's feeling fine.
He's standing in the morning sun, and he couldn't care less about it.
He's invincible.
JoJo!
My old nemesis, I see how entrancing you are. Yours is a beauty the likes of which I have never seen. I once
Never seen
feared
a sunrise.
you, but now I fear you no more.
No, I've got a plan.
You do!
Did I hear you right, JoJo? When you say final move, you're not referring to that final move, are you?
Wait a minute.
Run for your life! No!
Oh no!
We're gonna do that!
Jeez! That's what he did on Straight So.
Mean nothing to me now. But
Oh god, he is Bird.
I shall celebrate my rebirth with the utter eradication
Ah!
of Joseph Joestar.
Oh man, he's singling out Joseph.
He's gaining on us! Not helping! Really? How am I gonna think of something with you carrying on?
Yeah, he's
Still got on dignity, Smokey!
he's basically stalling until he can think of something real.
To lead cars away from us. Good on ya.
That's what he does.
It is only a matter of time. This foe ain't one you can beat.
Good on Smokey for going with him.
Lisa!
No!
More than just some Hamon master! She's your... that was fast! Quit flapping, you son of a bitch!
It's not the time, Smokey.
A perfect being is above all invincible.
Oh,
That means it does not grow old. It will
yeah.
never succumb to death in any form. Additionally, it has the abilities of all other life forms at its disposal and outperforms them.
Jeez.
And finally, its predominant form is the standard by which physical perfection is judged.
We have
Cars
no way to
is
stop him
perfection.
now. We've already lost!
Whoa! Where'd that plane come from? Ah!
You're not the only one with wings! I'm coming for ya!
Oh my god! It's just... Wow, he dove into that plane. Which I guess that's a German plane, or maybe Speedwagons. This is not where I thought we were going. JoJo versus Cars in an air fight. Just like his daddy. I love it. It's not gonna do a lot. What the hell? Oh god!
Cars mutates his feathers into plated projectiles as hard as armadillo shells.
Oh, great.
And coats them with a bullet-deflecting oil. Therefore,
Oh, he just
their
has that
toughness
oil?
makes them ideal.
240 kilometers an hour.
Huh.
I don't care how perfect that bastard may be.
Are
This plane has got more horsepower.
you sure?
For now. 2 hours left.
Oh shit.
Guess I can't give him the slip for as long as I had thought.
He only has 2 hours of
You
fuel.
cretin.
Jackpot!
All right. First, give us your current position. What? Jojo, you're breaking up.
No,
What's going on?
Captain America!
can hear me.
Thousands of years ago, this planet gave him life. And if we're lucky, it'll take that life right back.
Oh.
Take it.
How?
How?
Magma.
Magma?
After all, magma's the hottest substance on Earth. I'll drive him into the lava at Isola di Volcano. Even he can't survive that.
He's going to a volcano.
Can't. But I'm at the volcano, so it's too late.
Oh god.
Carpe diem, as they say.
Ah! He's already here.
Not again. Lord Joestar, his
Aww.
son Jonathan,
Ah!
and his son George.
Ah!
The men of the Joestar family were all cut down far too soon.
Oh, I'ma cry. Hold up.
Don't fly into that volcano! Survive for Lisa's sake! Listen to me.
Can he hear?
Lisa is your mother!
What did you say?
Oh!
You're breaking up.
Damn it!
That sounds like chewing.
Ah! Fish!
Piranhas, huh? That's not
Oh great, Cars has become piranhas.
plane right after those feathers Cars shot before. They turned into these damn things.
Oh. Damn it. That's a parachute.
No. Oh, this is bad.
Ah! It's an octopus! No! He's being taken down by tentacle hentai!
You think that parachute is your salvation, but all it does is seal your fate. You're just a butterfly caught in a spider's web.
Oh, that's probably not him then.
Time to split you asunder!
Ha! He's still in there!
I'm a Joestar. We don't go down without a fight.
Ah!
You and I have got a date with that volcano. Don't try to weasel out. Jojo!
Ah! Ah!
Granny Irina, A long time ago, you told me about my grandfather. You said he died on the Atlantic to save you and Father from his greatest foe.
Jonathan!
Maybe this is the hand my blood dealt me.
Aww.
Know that your death won't accomplish anything!
Is he going in? Whoa!
Is that a hand?
Wait. Von Stroheim!
What a shame. All of your scheming and still you die here.
Damn you!
I wasn't sure you could handle this battle all alone. Next time, I should stow away in the cabin proper.
Yeah.
Next time, huh?
Then I give the word.
Please respond! I don't care what you say! Tell a bad joke, or call me an old man! Let me hear your voice one more time!
Jojo.
Damn, that was a hell of a landing, man.
You're crazy.
Where'd he go? Please tell me cars fell into the lava.
I think he did, and it doesn't matter.
I'm
Oh.
still alive!
No! Oh my gosh! There's more! He's still alive! Ah! He's still alive! Oh my gosh. Even lava doesn't kill him. This is ridiculous. I love this show. Alrighty. That is the penultimate episode of part 2. Man, this is just... it's just so crazy. Oh my gosh. I never in a million years would have thought that, oh, how is part 2 going to end? Well, clearly, JoJo is going to get into a plane, Cars is going to turn into a bird, and they're going to fly around until eventually they crash into a volcano. Oh. It's just so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Because, I mean, what do you do? You know? What do you do? You can't use Hamon on him. Hamon is useless now. Hamon is useless. So, I mean, what else can you do? Oh my gosh, this friggin' show. Oh, man. Alright. Let's, I guess, pop into the notes. So let's go ahead and start off with the elephant in the room. That elephant literally being Cars. Because now he can become an elephant if he wants. Again, in probably the weirdest, the absolute weirdest power. Cars can detach. He can turn parts of himself into other organic life. And they are also Cars. As demonstrated when he turned his hand into a squirrel that went over and ate another squirrel, and then it became a flower, and then it became a butterfly, and then he grew wings. From those wings, he launched armadillo shells, and those armadillo shells became piranhas. This may be the biggest ass pull of a power. It's like salt in the wound, you know? It's not just that, oh, we have to deal with Cars that is most powerful now, but no. Now he just has this new random power that has never been established in 25 episodes of this show. But it's a thing. It's a thing. It's so random, I feel like. And they say it's like, oh, he has mastery over organic life because he's, you know, the perfect being. But still, it just seems so random. Like, the first thing he, like they say, it's like the first thing he does when he achieves invincibility is he turns into a squirrel. Now, okay, the only thing I can think of is Dracula. Dracula can turn into different things. He can become a wolf. He can become a bat. He can become mist. Dracula, a vampire, a creation of the Pillar Men. So, Cars being not only the best, the most powerful of the vampires, but the most powerful of the Pillar Men. You know, if like the Pillar Men are basically gods of vampires. Now he is the god of the Pillar Men. So that I could somewhat say is why Cars can detach parts of himself and they could become animals. Excuse me. It's a little early in the morning, so this is the first thing I'm recording today, which is crazy. Ugh. So, that is the only thing I can think of as to why Cars suddenly has this ass pull of an ability. And it's an ass pull. Like, you cannot deny the assetry in him doing this. Like, you cannot tell me that that's not an ass pull, because it is. It's cool. It's really, really cool. Makes for a very interesting fight. But in 25 episodes, this has never been established as either a power of vampires. Dio didn't transform into anything. It was not established as a power of the Pillar Men, and it was not established as a power of Cars. Never is this ever even hinted at that this could be a thing. So that is why it is a super ass pull. If they made a stone, it would be the red stone of ass pulls. Oh my gosh. Is so crazy, man. And again, it's not established that vampires could do this, because when I try to bring up, because this is what is in my mind too, Dracula can do that. Dio seems to have almost none of the same powers or weaknesses as Dracula. I mean, decapitation is supposed to be a way to kill a vampire. Dio decapitates himself and he's fine. Stake through the heart. No. Like, none of it's all Hamo. They establish in this that the weakness of the vampire is Hamon. Again, is it cool? Yes. Is it an ass pull? Yes. Moving on. Run away. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's the same thing he pulled with Straight-So. God, that was so long. That was 15 episodes ago when he did that. Well, 14, I guess, but man, what a journey we've gone on since the beginning of this, of part 2. You know? What a journey we've gone on. Remember when he was, remember when he had no training and he beat Straight-So by the skin of his, he beat Sanviento by the skin of his teeth. Straight-So was a bit easier, actually, but I do like that, because Smokey is there. This is the one time Smokey's there. And it's like, my last technique. And Smokey's like, oh god, no. It's like, yep, running away. I do love that. And it worked. But he needed to do that to buy time. And it worked. I like that Smokey was running with him. Because the other thing is, this is also, not only is it what he did against Straight-So, it's what he originally did against Wamu as well. Because, yeah, he did lead Wamu away from Caesar and Speedwagon. God, that feels like it was so long ago. Man, I miss Caesar. Oh, man, we've gone on such a journey, man. Like we went through an incredible journey in part 1, but this is such a huge journey, you know? Like thinking about it, like, between the first time Joseph ran away, which was against Straight-So, to now against Cars, like, we've had entire characters come into our lives and die since then. Like, it's been such a long journey, you know? Like Caesar, like Wamu, honestly, but yeah, like, that's the thing is, like with Wamu, he was trying to get Cars away from there. Because Cars, this was really cool. I love that Cars is hell-bent on killing JoJo before he does anything else. He's like, alright, I am a super being now, and the first thing I'm going to do is kill Joseph Joestar. Problem is, you're trying to kill Joseph Joestar. That's not exactly easy. Now granted, Joestars tend to die a lot, which we'll talk about in a second. Joestars tend to die a lot, but still, like, Dio was responsible for the deaths of Sir Joestar and Jonathan. Then he died. The guy that killed George, killed by Lisa. And then now there's you. So, man, they almost told him. They almost told him that Lisa is his mother. Man, It's, because the first time it was, Cars was catching up and it's like, oh, you'll have to tell me later. And it's like, come on. And then the second time, there was just too much interference for him to hear Speedwagon. I do love the plane. I love how quickly he did that, too. Like, I swear in the span of 5 seconds, JoJo jumped down there, got into the plane, started it, and took off in 5 seconds. That was incredible. And man, I was getting a little emotional. It's like, oh, Joseph, he's like his dad. His dad was a pilot. And I love that, like, hey, we fought Cars, his mother's way. Now I'm gonna fight him my dad's way. It's like, which is still weird, but I love that. And again, I never ever thought in a million years that the way we would end part 2 is JoJo in an air duel in a German plane facing Cars who has bird wings. Like, it's so random. It's so bizarre. I love it. I love it so fucking much. Oh, man. The asshole just got right into that plane and started fighting. That was incredible. I wrote down the fuel. He could have flown for 2 hours, but he took them past Italy into a volcano, which is crazy. Took him into a volcano. It was just insane. I love it. Yeah. Like, and it makes sense, magma being pretty much the most destructive thing on the planet. JoJo's logic is pretty, it makes sense, It makes sense that okay, he was like, okay, Cars was born here on Earth, so something here on Earth needs to destroy him. And the most powerful thing on Earth, at the moment right now, is a volcano. But even that wasn't enough. It kind of fucked him up a bit, but he's still alive. Oh, and man, I was getting emotional again when Speedwagon was talking about the Joestar men. Sir Joestar, Jonathan, George II. Oh, I'm getting all teary-eyed about them. Man, that's the thing. I love that they do this, but anytime they mention Jonathan, I just get all teary. I'm all sad, And anytime they mention best boy Jonathan. And I always get a little teary-eyed too. And again, this is stuff that I watched like a few months ago, but I'm like so emotionally invested. But like, when they show like, Granny Arena and then they cut back to, the ship and they show young Arena saying goodbye to Jonathan, I get all sad, man. I get so fucking sad. God. So yeah, and that is interesting, when, Speedwagon says, like, is this just, like, the curse of Joestar men? Which, that's what Arena was saying. Arena was kind of saying the thing. That's why she didn't want Joseph to know about his parents, Because, she lost her husband, who lost his father. Okay, she lost her husband to Dio. He lost his father to Dio. And then they lost their son to a minion of Dio. If anything, this all just ties back to Dio. So, maybe Joseph will actually survive. That'd be funny. He survives because, hey, this isn't Dio. Only Dio can kill a Joestar. Now, Dio's fucking gone anyway. Anyway, but yeah, that was crazy. And I actually do like when Speedwagon is talking about it, it's like, oh, you're right, he was there, he's been there since episode 2, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, it took me back, man. It took me back to Speedwagon in part 1, you know? Not to say that Speedwagon hasn't been like, you know, how he was, but, you know, he's older. He's older and wiser and stuff, and it's like, but that took me back to part 1 Speedwagon. I saw the young man in him again. I love Von Stroheim is just randomly there. He's stowed away. I love that, and he's there to help. Man, Von Stroheim, God, it's such a weird thing, you know? It's so weird because Von Stroheim is a Nazi. He commands Nazi soldiers. But it's one of those weird things. It's like Independence Day, where like, oh, the entire world is united against the aliens. You know, about time the Americans thought of something. No, sorry, that line is very dumb in that movie. But you know, it's like Independence Day or like Alien movies where it's like, oh, the humans, we put aside all our petty differences and we unite against our enemy. You know, it's exactly like that, where you have Joseph Joestar and a Nazi. Nazis, probably some of the worst people the Earth has ever produced, but we have to be allies with him because we're facing cars. The ultimate invincible Pillar Man. It's so weird. But now it's gotten to the point where it's like, you know, honestly, it's like Von Stroheim is weirdly our friend. It's so weird, but he's our friend. He's our, you know, warrior in arms, brother in arms. I don't know. It's so weird. But it's, I don't know, Alliance of Convenience, man, is just great. And at the end, he's still alive. I love they pull an Ozai at the, of course, it's a big problem, you know, in Avatar when it's like, oh, Ozai's still alive, but Aang took his bending anyway. Whereas, you know, here, Kars is still alive, which means he's still invincible, and we still need to kill him, you know? Oh my gosh. Alright. So that's pretty much it. Next time is the finale of part 2. The end of Battle Tendency. Before we move on into part 3. Which is like 49 episodes long or some shit. But whatever. Not important. What's important is, how is JoJo going to defeat Kars once and for all? We will have to find out next time. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys for the finale. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.